Hey guys, Caroline here. Thought we'd send another video again for our Lent devotionals, preparing our hearts for Easter. And I'm sorry, the last week I was away for 2 or 3 days. I didn't send anything, but had quite bad migraines for about 4 days. But I'm back again, and so I thought today we can send something to help you catch up. And as we're still looking towards Easter, which is April 4th, I would like for us as a unit, as a group together, to be able to purposefully, intentionally looking at how to prepare our hearts and our minds to celebrate Easter when it comes around. So we'd not just have it be a kind of surprise to us. I want to imagine for a second that you had a bad day, okay? Imagine you had a really tough day and you're looking to tell someone about this. You just want to kind of unload and vent and tell someone. Now imagine you're sitting in a place that there's a lot of distractions, a lot of loud noise. And the other person is hearing you, but they're not really hearing you. If that makes sense. I remember one time I went for lunch with a few friends at Hard Rock Cafe in Amsterdam. And the food was great and the company was amazing. We had a bunch of friends there. We used to have this like yearly routine that we went there. But one downside though is to try to have a conversation while we're sitting in the restaurant, because their music is always extremely loud, which usually is fun, but not when you want to have a deep conversation. So I remember one time in particular being there with someone, and after having said, excuse me, what? Repeat that. What'd you say? A few times. You kind of feel awkward to kind of keep saying that. And so you just start saying, and you nod and you smile and you keep going. And you're hoping that you're not missing anything important. Well, 2 or 3 days later, I realized that there was a few details in his story that I actually did miss. And that was not really cool. I was so distracted by the loud music, by the people walking back and forth. And Amsterdam has some colorful types, just loud in the way they dress and talk and act. By the food, by the decor. There was a lot going on, by my being hungry and the food is coming. And so my attention wasn't fully with my friend sharing his story. And when we are distracted in that way and everything is calling for our attention and pulling us away from that which we're trying to focus on, we miss out on what is being communicated to us. We miss out on what is being told to us. And that is very much what it is with our spiritual life as well. We are distracted 24/7, guys. And I say that out of experience. But if God is trying to tell you something, tell me something, he's going to have a hard time breaking through all the stuff that is kind of fighting for our attention, whether it be something as simple as our cell phone or just our need to be in tune and be up to date on everything. Family, friends, sports, hobbies. Of course, now with the lockdown, there's a little less of that going around, but our lives are broken up and we are distracted in that sense. And so as we talked last week about noticing God in our lives, today I want to zone in a little bit more on that. And so I like to just be aware when you're having a conversation, am I fully here with my thought, my ears, my mind? Am I really kind of engaged with this person or not? I want to read something for you. This is in Exodus chapter 20, verse 8 to 11. The 10 Commandments. So it's a big deal. God made a point. Moses climb up the mountain, take 40 days, and God said, I'm going to put my words and my law onto the stone for you. And this is how you guys should live. It serves as a mirror to see if you are living a life good enough or not. And the verse goes as such. Observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Work 6 days and do everything you need to do. But the seventh day is a Sabbath day to God, your God. Don't do any work, not you, not your son, not your daughter, not your servant, nor your maid, nor your animals, not even the foreign guest visiting in your town. For in 6 days God made heaven, earth, and the sea, and everything in them. He rested on the seventh day. Therefore God blessed the Sabbath day, and he sets it apart as a holy day. Now I want to ask, how many of you guys observe the Sabbath day? That sounds so big and so official, a Sabbath day. I don't think I ever say, during my regular week, I'm going to take a Sabbath day now. But the idea of it is to put pause. Sabbath actually in Hebrew just means stop. It's as if a vacuum cleaner is working, all of a sudden you pull the plug, it stops. It's just, it ceases to work, stops functioning. Het doet het niet meer. Choosing to have a Sabbath just means that for a day you just say, okay, boom, we're going to drop everything and set it down. And some people have a very fixed day, that Sunday is their Sabbath. For some others, it might be a different day. Heck, even if you take every day, take a half hour, an hour, say, this is my time to rest, and that I'm blocking out all the interactions and the distractions from my life. I'm pulling the plug on being plugged into everything, but just kind of zoning out for a little bit, just me with God. That is kind of what Sabbath is. So you can put a lot of these big fancy Christian words attached to it, but in the end, it means saying no to everything else because God, this is your time. He did all that work, and then on the seventh day he rested. So the same thing goes for us, that we can take a pause every so often from work and school and our regular schedule and say, God, this is reserved for you. I trust you with my time, even though there's still a lot more to be done. I trust you that you'll give me all that I need to accomplish that. And this is his time for you and I. And so take a Sabbath. So if you want to read through those again, it's in Exodus 20. And then the whole chapters, of course, the 10 Commandments. And think for yourself, why do you think it was important enough for God to include a Sabbath in the 10 Commandments? Have you ever had one of those days? Would you care to try it? Just take a day and say, okay, today I'm going to spend time with God. And I don't mean that means spending the whole day with your eyes closed on your knees with the Bible in your hand, but that means a day in which you are intentionally trying to spend it in God's presence. That you're inviting him into your thoughts. You're inviting him into your words, into your habits, into your space. You're living it constantly with the awareness that he is right there with you. How about we do one Sabbath exercise together? And I know this might sound or feel weird and feel awkward, but I want you to do it anyway. Take in your time, whenever you want, you kind of play this clip again and you can do that, okay? First, before we start that, imagine all the things that are weighing heavy in your heart right now and in your mind, the things that are kind of crowding your thoughts, the things that are whether it be pandemic, lockdown, I can't see my friends, school is boring, whatever it is, all the things that are kind of weighing down on you, and write them all on a whiteboard. Every single one, just write them all out. From parents to friends to you want your freedom back, whatever it is, write them all down. And sit there and look at them for a while. And imagine, do you think God is aware of those things? And I can be very certain in telling you that he is aware. But just in your mind, as you're relaxing there and looking at these things, and whether there's 5 things or 35 things on your board, imagine for a second that I'm coming there and I'm using a rag and I'm wiping them all away, okay? For this 5 or so minutes, these things are going to take a back seat, okay? They're not gone, but for right now, they're not that important. And I want us to read something together, or I'm going to read it down. You can look it up if you want as well. And imagine that all the things that were weighing heavy in your heart, that were on the forefront of your thoughts, have been pushed back for a little bit, okay? What I'm reading is from Psalm 46. And I'm going to read it slowly, as far as I can go slow. And I want you to kind of just think and see whether anything sticks out or stands out to you, okay? God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roam and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. There is a river whose stream make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of the city, it shall not be moved. God will help it when the morning dawns. The nations are in uproar, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come, behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes war cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. So once you've read Psalm 46, heck, do it 2 times. Read it twice through and think, is there anything in there that stands out to you? Is there anything in there that right now kind of speaks to the concerns that you had written on your mental whiteboard? For me, I know for sure it is, be still and know that I am God. If there is anything that kind of stood out to you from that psalm, I would like you to write it down. I mean, whether it's a big chunk of text, that's for you to know. But if it is something short, write it something on a piece of paper, put it in your phone as a reminder, and have it maybe twice a day or 3 times a day pop up as a reminder in your phone. And every time you, heck, put it as an alarm clock and have the name of the clock. I'm not sure if every phone can do that, but on my phone, I can put a name or a code to each alarm and have the word that just stood out of Psalm 46 and be the alarm. So whenever you see it, reminds you. I know I could use the reminder of be still and know that I am God a few times a day. So I just want to challenge you for this coming week to choose to be unplugged at times and to keep noticing God, what we talked about last week, and let's do this with our whole hearts as we prepare for Easter coming closer by. Okay, have a great week, guys, and we'll see you soon.